Hey, how's it going, guys? It's time for a special episode for Season 4. Joining with me is Mir. How's it going, man?
Doing well, thanks.
So, as per tradition, it's time to do our early Season 4 tier list, guys. Big disclaimer before we begin. We're doing this just for fun. We don't, you know what I mean? Like, we obviously, this season has barely started. We haven't got our first major yet. But, looking at the tier list, looking what it was last season, me and Mir have, thought about it and made our list. And then, of course, we'll update this tier list as the season goes and we get more info on the potential of all these characters. But we thought it'd be fun to get the ball rolling, get the conversation started, and I am looking forward to the comments, guys, for this video.
Yeah, for sure. Just to even have an idea, right? Like what the community thinks as well as us, but where characters stand and how they would perform this season.
A bunch of lists already popped up, including Topanga's list here. So let's put ours out there. So the way we're doing our tier list is we're gonna do it in a letter format, starting from A+, going down. And we're not gonna talk about every single character. We don't want this video to be like 3 hours long, but we'll talk about the characters that we feel like should be mentioned. So this time we're gonna start with A+. We only have 3 characters that are A+. We don't have a top 5 this time. Me and Mir feel like there's 3 characters that are above all else, and everything else is kind of disputable. We were very clear on these 3 characters. So first off, Akuma. I think Akuma will always be one of the best characters, but he's definitely top 3 still. I don't think he got any significant nerfs. Still has 900 HP. They did nerf his V-Trigger one a little bit, but still, it's one of the best V-Triggers. I feel like Akuma just is here to stay. What do you think, man?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's still the character with the most utility in the game, basically.
Right.
And that alone, helps him so much.
Yes. Okay, new character to the list, though, for our top 3 is Rashid. Rashid actually got buffs this season, which is crazy, because he was already on the up and up. And I think these buffs are significant, but I can't wait to see him in tournament play. The big thing is the Eagle Spike now pierces through the opponent on hit, meaning he gets crazy Oki. I don't know how plus he is, like go for plus 10. And it's kind of like hitting the opponent with a spiral arrow. It's like Rashid took Kami's spot, And I think he's going to be even crazier this season because he has such a dangerous Oki. And you can convert that from lights too now, too. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Rashid's looking really strong, guys. And then finally, our last character in the top 3 is Ibuki. Once again, another really strong character that just didn't get big nerfs. They gave her V-Trigger 2. It's -2 on block now, so the opponent has a chance to not get mixed up on block.
And then it comes back.
And they nerfed her V-Skill a little bit, but the charge V-Skill is still really good. She can still get that V-Trigger really, really well. And they didn't go after her overhead. They didn't go after her EX air kunais. They didn't go after her non-cross-up air kunai release. They didn't go after a lot of things. They didn't even touch her throw mirror. Her forward throw is insane. They didn't touch it. So I think
Ibuki is basically the same character. I mean,
yeah.
No matter how you look at it, I mean, they're nerfs, but
yeah,
do they really matter that much? In the grand scheme of things.
Right.
So who knows?
Right. Exactly. Okay. So that's it for our A+. Now we're moving down to A, our A rank. We got 4 characters in A rank. So it's a little confusing to, say our top 10 or whatever. We're not really going to have a top 10 here. But we feel like these characters are above all else except for the top 3. And they're really, really strong with some very slight faults. Very slight. Okay, Let's start off with Birdie. Birdie's an interesting one, man. We talked about this character for a while. We saw Topanga put Birdie as their top 5. And I was really trying to see why, because Birdie is a character that's been getting a lot of nerfs for a while now. However, with Season 4, he got a very significant buff, and that is V-Trigger 2. V-Trigger 2 is crazy right now. 2 main things, Mir. First off, it's a 2-bar V-Trigger, and I think Birdie is very unique with a 2-bar V-Trigger because he can eat the donuts, and they build his V-Gauge very fast for a character that of his health pool and stuff, and also... he used to have to, when he combos into the chain, he used to have to choose between going for a reset or by giving up damage or just go damage with the chain. Now he gets both because they raised the juggle limit, and now he's able to combo into the chain, and then at the end of the combo back into the chain, and then he gets a free jump in. I think this is huge, and it makes the special safe as well because he cancels his specials to the chain on block. So
Birdie's always been like one of those powerhouse characters that can be very explosive, and is relatively simple to play compared to other, strong characters in this game. So that really helps, his tournament viability. And the fact that now he has a V trigger, there's 2 bars, like you said, you can use in any combo, and it just gives you crazy Oki.
Yeah.
Good damage. I mean, Birdie already does a lot of damage. On top of his V skill and all of the utility he has from that, I mean, he definitely is a solid character. Like at first, I didn't believe he was.
Yeah, me too.
Like top 5.
Me too.
But then I saw what he can do with V Trigger 2, and I believe it now. Like I can see it. I can totally see it.
Yeah,
like, I can totally see people doing well with this character again.
Yeah, so some players really look at him. I think Problem X was thinking of dropping him for Abigail, going to Birdie, and even Fudo's taking a look at Birdie right now. So expect to see some more Birdie this season for sure. Yeah. Okay, next character, M. Bison. Go ahead, Mir. You can talk about Bison this.
Well, okay, so the problem with Bison, and the reason why he's not A+, is that he still has bad matchups. Like he is weak on the defensive.
Yeah.
Even though now he has his new V skill parry for physical attacks. He still struggles a little bit on the defense, but his pressure is extremely powerful, like no doubt about that.
Oh yeah,
like extremely strong frame traps, like almost 0 pushback on block. You're always like taking great health, and then you get tickled and you die. So good throws, good evasive, moves with the X Devil's reverse. Like, of course, like we said, plus frames up the wazoo. Like it's just a great character overall. It just has some trouble matchups, and that's what keeps him from being A+. But still A. It's like high tier.
He just, like I said, I just can't imagine a character having too many good matches, because he does have problems against some grapplers, and his anti-air is not 100% reliable, right? So he is in trouble when characters get in on him. But yeah, and Bison just received buffs this season, man. Like I'm very, very surprised. So, which is interesting. So expect M. Bison on the up as well. Another interesting character that's kind of moving up here is Caine. She got a health buff, which is really a big deal, because she has some of the strongest conversions and footsie tools in the game, and with a larger health pool, that's gonna give her some really good comeback factor here. And she got a significant buff to her V trigger 1. I'm not 100% if it's gimmicky, but if it's not, she has a surefire way of stopping people from mashing jab on her Rekka. There's a serious flaw with her V trigger 1. She's able to now do the backdash juke, and she's able to poke you or hit you with a medium button as you're mashing jab and get a conversion that way. If that's the case, if it's not gimmicky and it's a surefire way to stop people from mashing jab, I'm very, very certain Caine is way up there this season.
Yeah, Caine is unique because she's a footsie-based character, but she's also extremely explosive, like a really high damage. She can spend bar just to make every hit count.
Right. And
that's what makes her so effective.
Right. Like anytime a character goes from like 900 health or lower and goes up, it's usually, there's a reason why they're a low health in the first place. So.
Hey man, we've seen it once.
We'll see it again. Yeah. Ibuki and Akuma, man. Anyways.
Yes, that's true.
Another character that kind of moves down from the top 5 from last season, but we still feel is very, very strong, is Menat. Menat, like, the biggest nerf to her was her V-Trigger 1. It is now a 3-bar V-Trigger. It's still one of the best V-Triggers in the game. However, she's not going to use it twice. And 2, she's going to be in a lot more dangerous health state when when she has it. She doesn't do it so early as before, where the opponent's in really, because when she has it so early, she can literally kill the opponent before they get their V trigger. That's the thing. But when you have a 3-bar, it changes. Also, it means that when Menat has to rely on her V reversal, she has to fully commit. She might not be able to use her V trigger at all. In that case with a 3-bar.
Yeah, that's true.
Anything else on Menat, Mir?
Well, I would say that definitely one of the biggest changes that she's got is the fact that, well, of course, like you said, the V trigger is extremely important.
Yeah.
But also the hurt boxes on her normals, those got changed so that they're a little bit bigger, but it's still like a disjointed hitbox. You cannot hit the orb and hit Menat.
Yeah.
So that just gives her the edge in neutral. That's a really, really strong perk, I guess, to to the character. And so that's probably like the main reason why we feel like she's still gonna be able to play her game, right? Because sure, Steady Heavy Punch got nerf recovery, whatever, right? Like advantage,
it's just not mindless.
It's just not like mashing it on it like 8 times top 8. We've seen that. We've seen that.
Let's keep moving here. Now we're going to the A- category. These are characters that we feel are strong, but they definitely have some flaws. There's definitely something flawed with the character, but they're still above the mid-tier range. Okay, so Guile and Cammy are both here. These are characters that were in the top 5 before for us for last season, but then we moved them down 2 spots because we feel like these characters both got significant nerfs. Guile, we talked about before, the recovery on his sonic booms, right? The speed changes, even the flash kick changes were pretty significant for how this character operates. And there's a lot of things where his comeback factor is hurt too from the slow sonic boom as well. Cammy also, as we know, got significant nerfs as well. But these characters are both effective at what they do enough that it's still better than a lot of the cast,
Yeah, for sure. Like, they have a slew of good matchups.
Yeah.
In the case of Guile, I mean, he's still a pure zoner and with, offensive capabilities as well. So he can make the comeback if it's needed. He has good V triggers.
Yeah.
Cammy, kind of like, same thing, good V trigger, at least V trigger 1. Still like a completely serviceable V trigger. Great movement speed. The throw is just not as stupid as before, but it's still there. It's still a threat. Like, great plus frames. So, like, the characters still maintain their strengths from the previous season. It's just not as extreme, I would say, right? Like, they just got normalized, as someone would say. But they're sitting in a good spot. They're not perfect in every matchup, as it is to be expected, but they're still great characters.
Okay, Mika, Colleen, I think self-explanatory. Both characters didn't get any like real big nerfs, so they're just kind of in the same spot. Let's talk about Sagat. So Sagat, we're looking at like the other Shotos, and we feel like Sagat is just like one cut above because he did get some big buffs this season. His projectiles are even better, and they helped his speed a little bit. His standing light punch hits crouchers now, better conversions. We're really gonna see Sagat shine. That heavy uppercut invincibility. Like, Sagat got a lot of buffs this season, man, and they're all complement his zoning, what he's best at, right? So I feel like if we're gonna put Guile in A-, we gotta put Sagat in A-. We gotta put them both there, And so that's about Sagat. Now, this character, we had some huge troubles. I think this is one of the hardest characters to try to figure out, Mir, is G. G is, I think a lot of people have troubles figuring out where this is because he's not a character that's consistently the same throughout the round. That's the problem with G. He starts off weak, but then he turns into this powerhouse. And at the same time, he's got one of, if not the best V-trigger in the game right now. His comeback factor is off the charts. It's off the charts. He's never out.
The robbery factor is
like the highest robbery in the game. It's insane how good G is. One mix-up and you're dead. You're toast with this character. So, but I could definitely see G struggle in some matchups, especially if he doesn't get his V-trigger going, right? So with the health buff, it's going to help him be more consistent at getting that V-trigger out. But I think he still has like a flaw with that. So we'll see where G lands. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people picking up G this season. I want to see Smug play some G. I played against 801 Strider a few times. He botted me online, so I want to see some more Gs. He's very entertaining to watch. But I'm telling you guys, in the future, everyone's going to hate this character. Everyone is.
Yeah, a lot of people compare him to Laura, like she was in Season 2.
Yeah.
Where, like, no one really understood how the character worked. But with G, I feel like there's more people approaching the character, trying to make the character work, So I feel like we're going to see more progress.
Okay, Urian, pretty much, we feel like he's in the same spot. I mean, he didn't get any crazy nerfs. He got some more utility on his some cool new stuff with his V trigger, with the down forward hard kick buff. But for the most part, he's pretty much the same.
Yeah, it's just like, I would say, what keeps him from being stronger is the fact that all his bad matchups, like his worst matchups are top tiers.
Yep.
Like every time he's forced to play neutral, he has some problems.
Right.
So yeah, that's what keeps him from being
a
higher tier.
Okay. Next here, this is the other, like the second hardest character for me and Mir to figure out because it's really tough to see his potential, and that is Zeku. So a lot of people have been saying Zeku is very, very strong this season. We feel like he's on the up. We're just starting to see Zeku get explored as well, right? With Angry Bird, right? And we're seeing like just how much of a damage output this character does. You know, he does damage. He hurts. You know, it's just that we feel like he had poopy V triggers, you know, and even though he does have a lot of utility, I think another issue with him is that not all this utility is available at once, right? He has to switch
because of the stances.
That's a big deal. It's a huge difference between a character like him and Akuma, for example, or Ibuki.
Yeah.
So, but he does dish out a lot of damage. And it's just a tough character to figure out, guys. So a lot of people are exploring him, including Daigo right now, and we'll see where Zeku lands. That's pretty much all I can say about him.
Yeah, for sure. It's a complicated character, but he's got damage, he's got Oki.
Yeah.
It's just up to the people to figure out all the setups and how to play neutral and whatever. Since, like, same as G, more people are picking him up. Like, we will probably see him explored soon, hopefully.
Okay, so now we're getting to the B rank. This is our mid tier. I want to talk about this side the least. They're the character that is just like your average balanced characters, dead in the middle, right? These characters have some good strengths, but definitely some big flaws. Some definitely have their bad matchups for sure. So just dead center characters. Who do we want to talk about here? Let's see. We can start with Abigail, because Abigail definitely got some of the biggest nerfs this season, we feel, and that really brought him down because now he's this big, tall, lumbering character that has huge damage output, but it's just so hard for him now to get that robbery because of the V-Trigger 1 nerf, all his robbery tactics, the EX grab range nerf, you know. A lot of Abigails are switching over to V-Trigger 2 to compensate, and he just lost a lot of Oki options and stuff, and now he's just getting zoned to death.
One thing that's worth mentioning is that Abigail, like last season, he was really, really good against like all mid tiers and low tiers.
Yes,
like just destroys those characters.
Mid tier,
but he had trouble against top tiers, right?
Right.
Now, since he just got nothing but nerfs, what this means is that he still has the same problems against top tiers.
Right.
You know, like this gap widened basically.
Yeah.
And now
some mid tiers can hang with him.
Yeah, exactly. Mid and low tiers can deal with him a little bit better.
Right, because they got buffed. Okay, who else? Who do you want to talk about on this list next?
Well, I would say, I guess we should mention Ryu and Sakura as well.
Yeah, let's talk about them both, Ryu and Sakura.
Since...
Well, you want to go ahead, or you want me to do it?
No, you go.
Well, Ryu and Sakura, they both got big buffs this season, okay? In our list, we put these characters as bottom 5 last season. There were 4 and 5, Sakura and Ryu. So, of course, they're going to be side by side for our list here. But Ryu's zoning is significantly better, no doubt. And Sakura is a lot more sticking power in her, even her zoning. Well, I wouldn't say it's better. It's now there. She can zone now, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like one thing holding these two characters back, for sure, is one, I feel like their bad matchups are still the same bad matchups. Because all those other characters either got buffed or they're the same. And another issue is these two characters kind of lack in their V-triggers. I really feel like Ryu and Sakura both have bad V-trigger conversions, right? And just their V-triggers aren't as crazy comeback factor as the other characters. Ryu didn't get his V-trigger 1 buffed, right? Sakura got some cool quality of life changes and her V-trigger 1 got buffed, but still, compared to these really top characters with really strong V-triggers, you know, even Cammy, Bison, Birdie, Minot, I mean, you know, I feel like that's what's holding them back right now, the meta.
Yeah, they definitely don't shine for that kind of comeback factor. I mean, Ryu especially, the characters have the damage to make the comeback, and they do have, you know, the tools to play neutral, but like you said, they have problem matchups, and like the V-triggers are not just strong enough on their own to carry them through a bad matchup.
Like, if you want to be A tier, if you want to be top tier, you can't be balanced. You have to be imbalanced. That's
you have to be
point.
better than the others.
Yeah, you have to be imbalanced. You have to have something above the others. Right now, Ryu and Sakura are balanced. You know?
Yeah.
They're good characters. But you don't want to be good. You want to be special. You would be special.
By the way, we would eventually love to see everyone be a good character.
Yes, but then, yeah. That's a paradox, Mir. Okay, then we won't have a tier list. Everyone will be the same. Anyways.
Hey,
okay.
Man, like, one can dream.
Yeah, one can dream. Okay, looking down the list. Falk moved up. I really want to see the potential of that character. But once again, kind of the same explanation with Ryu and Sakura. I think that's it. That's really want to talk about in the B tier. Am I missing anyone?
Like, I guess you should mention that we put Laura in B tier, but to be honest, this character is like a bit obscure.
Yeah.
In the sense that we don't see a lot of people actually play her. You know, I don't want to say consistently, but you know,
same with Cody.
Like a lot in tournament.
Same with Cody. Yeah. We just need more tournament results with these characters.
Yeah,
so how they stack. Yeah.
Yeah, we just put them in like mid tier, which is what feels like is the best place to put them. Like
mid tier,
they don't feel like they have huge weaknesses or huge strengths either. Like they're somewhere in between.
It's always the toughest to figure out is the mid tier side of things. So okay, now we're getting to the characters that are below mid tier. We're going to the C rank. These are characters where we feel have big flaws. Big flaws. So we're gonna start off with Alex. So even though Alex got some great buffs this season, after playing with him myself, listening to what other Alex players have to say about him, Alex, the thing is that his neutral is still the same. So his bad matchups, once again, still bad matchups, right? He has Oki now, which is great, right? The problem is that it's kind of backwards from Zangief. Alex's Oki is from landing hits. So he will get a dash up into a medium punch, light kick into his EX knee smash, and then you're back into the vortex. But it's not enough damage. It's using meter, and it's just a hit. If they don't want to get put in the vortex, they just block, get grabbed, and then his vortex ends. It's backwards in Zangief, If he gets grabbed, it's over.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Like it's much easier to defend against a hit than a command grab,
exactly.
Right? Because if you're fearing the command grab, and the threat of like being put in the same situation, that's what really scary about the vortex.
Yes.
With Alex, it's just not the same. I mean, and they did buff the command grabs to make it a little bit more rewarding to land them, but still it's like not enough, like, because sometimes like it's legit to take the throw in that sense,
right
like, and just get reset to neutral, especially when Alex's neutral is not like stellar or anything like that. Like there's a lot of characters that can play around that much better than the up close game.
The majority of the good grapplers in this game is the grab is where it begins, where you begin to be in trouble, where you're in serious trouble. Alex, it's when it ends, when you're out of trouble. As for his V skill change, it's an awesome change to Alex, by the way. The character is really fun right now with him being able to cancel V skill from these special attacks. But the problem is that a lot of these things they're not enough to like help his game because he has problems with neutral. Like if he goes V skill from the EX chop, you don't really get Oki from that. They're gonna back rise unless they're in the corner, and it's very specific. With his EX stomp in the V skill, you don't know if it's gonna hit or not. You cancel it the V skill, and then he gets a medium kick, right? The overhead's slow. You need an entire setup to get the V skill and then an overhead, So there's a lot of process here, and Alex getting V skill and then dealing with neutral to get those hard hits. It's an uphill battle for sure. So Alex, I mean, Capcom's really buffing him, but he's still not there. There's a lot of work to do. Ever since those neutral nerfs in season 1, man, it's been uphill for Alex.
Yeah, man, maybe next season his 4 Hard Punch will shoot out a max out like.
Oh, it's going to, man. They keep buffing. They keep buffing Alex. Okay, Chun-Li. I don't really want to talk too much about Chun-Li, man. She's pretty much the same. She got some cool V skill buffs, but I mean, I feel like she still has problems with conversions compared to the other characters, right?
Like, I would say her damage is really strong when she can convert into V skill, right? And that's good, but the problem is, well, first of all, that's not your number one priority as Chun-Li. Like, you're not jumping in on people all day, especially when you jump so floaty. You're trying to play neutral. And, like, the fact that she still has that problem where if you empty jump on her from a normal angle, she has, like, it's so, like, scary for her to just stick out standing light kick when, you can just, like, eat a jumping for that, It's so, it's such a huge, like, hole in her defense, right? Which is so strange coming from a character that's supposed to play neutral.
Yeah.
So you get like it's a very conflicting playstyle. Like she definitely has the movement speed and now the damage too. You know, like the conversion. The V triggers are okay. Like they're not the best, but they're decent V triggers. But it's so like this whole is so counterproductive to the entirety of her gameplay. She just, I don't know what's her place, basically. And neither does MOV because he's still mashing on 4 hardcore to this day.
It's just her single hit conversions, right, are very poor. And like I said, I like the buffs to her V skill, but a lot of these are from jump ins. You know, you don't see instant air legs into like a medium into the V skill. You know, we're talking about full jump ins with her. That's when she gets damaged, but that's every character. You know, and her jump is not the best, man. Her jump
exactly.
is not the best. So, like, her single hit conversions are just very poor compared to a lot of characters. You know, if Kadeen hits you with a single medium, like, you're gonna be put in the corner. You're gonna eat a lot of damage. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. Vega. Vega got some cool new combos, but he's just like Chun-Li. Same thing. The character is very, very similar in a way. And honestly, I don't know too much about Vega. I just know people are complaining. That's all I know.
Yeah, they both they're both characters. You know, Chun-Li and Vega. They're both characters that have to play neutral and want to play neutral, but they can't. Yeah. Like Vega's pokes are like all super punishable, even when you block them from far away. He has no anti-airs. Like they still suck.
Yeah.
His V triggers are total trash. So at least I don't know. I mean, at least he got something nice.
Yeah.
With the latest changes, but still, it's not enough. Like he's got big goals.
Right.
In his game plan. It's unfortunate because I feel like they did a good job with the design.
Yeah.
Of the character. It just like doesn't work out. They put him together, unfortunately.
All right, let's get to the good stuff, Mir. We got another rank, D rank. Yes. These are characters that have very serious flaws. We only have 2. That's right, guys. We only have 2, which means me and Mir had the balls to put Kage on our tier list already. That's right. We put him on our tier list. We're not gonna use the OS. He's unexplored. The season just started. We're gonna put him somewhere. All right. We're gonna put him somewhere. D rank. We have Ed and Kage.
Yes.
As the 2 on their own little list. This is gonna be good. I can't wait to see the YouTube comments.
We put him straight in tier list hell. That's where we
tier list hell. I mean, Ed. I'm sure a lot of us can agree on Ed. Okay, Ed got some nerfs. I don't know what's with Capcom and his character, man. I really don't. The buffs that Ed got, and I said quotation mark buffs, these are fixes from his previous season. It's like, the best way to explain Ed is that he's 1 season behind. So they caught him up by fixing his problems that should have been not there in the first place, but Capcom considered them buffs. So that's his patch. He's a season behind me. That's Ed. He's a season behind. That's all I'm gonna say about Ed.
I mean, they put some RNG into the character, so you never know. Like since it's just such a simple character, right? Like you never know if your combo's gonna land. So that's where all the excitement comes from, right? Like what if Psycho upper whiffs? And you're like, God. And then you die, and then you remember that's not what you want this game.
Hey guys, Ed's combos that were intended now work. That's a buff. Welcome to season 4. Sometimes. That's Ed, man. I mean, Ed will be good when they remove V reversal from the game, so he can actually use both his V triggers. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. That's Ed. Okay, let's get to the good stuff though, Mir. All right, let's talk about some Kage. Let's talk about some Kage. So yes. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. I remember me and Sonic. We said Kage is somewhere in upper mid. That's what we said. He had potential, but now, now that I really feel like, look, man. Okay. Kage, he's got a 3-frame normal. He's got excellent anti-airs. Excellent, okay? Invincible reversals. Powerful V-triggers. I mean, he's got it all. Good movement speed. But the character's neutral, guys, is so bad. It's so bad that I cannot see this character having a single good matchup. I'm not kidding. I don't think he's a single... The only good matchup I think Kage has is himself. And Abigail. And that's only because Abigail's the only character that Kage can zone against. He becomes a zoner. And that's a big deal. Because when Kage can zone, he's very, very powerful. right? And another thing too, Kage's V skill is very good against Abigail's armor moves. His V trigger 1, he counters it clean. That's it though. I think another thing about Kage is that his V trigger 2 and his V trigger 1, they have their mix-ups, but it's hard to say, hey, you know, his mix-ups are unexplored because the Air EX Tatsu is very gimmicky. The opponent can literally do, even if you do it perfectly meaty, where it hits the opponent crouching, if the opponent wakes up with a crouching attack or a low profile attack, the EX Tatsu will still whiff, meaning it doesn't matter how much we explore it, how much we mix it up, it's a gimmick at that point because there's nothing to explore. If Kage is stronger than we think, it has to be something to do with his neutral. His EX Tatsu is just out of the question. It's too flawed right now. And even if someone does figure out a conversion from it, Mir, he's using a meter, he can't get a super from it anyways. The damage is quite low, right? So
yeah, like the problem with Kage, like you said, if we have to optimize this character, find a way to make him work, it has to be with his neutral. Because it's not like his damage or frame traps or anything like that. Like his up close pressure is good. You know, like he's got solid frame traps plus frames, you know, in V-Trigger 2 he's got Demon.
Yeah.
He's got like all kinds of conversions that he can do. Spend meter whenever he wants. Like that's all good. Like that's all things that the character has.
Yeah.
But like moving around in neutral, like you said, even in your review video, is just so hard. So like the only thing I can imagine is that to optimize this character, players will have to find a way to play the least amount of neutral possible.
Yeah.
And do it efficiently, you know? Like you cannot just hope to dash in and jump opponents in offline scenario, you know? Like that's not gonna work.
We were exploring his axe kick pressure too, and even that is gimmicky. Like he only has one conversion. His crouching medium punch, the heavy axe kick, has the gap, right? Where you can hit someone with their mashing jab, but that's it. That's once they see that normal, that pressure stops. That's like the giveaway. And like so you can't even mix it up that way either, right? So it's a big problem. I guess the best way to summarize it is that his cost for having 900 HP is too great. It's too great. Any character that has 900 HP has some kind of serious like advantage on something very strong on one side, and I feel like Kage gives up too much for that 900 HP. I really do. Compared to the other characters that are that low at that cost. If he had 1,000 health, maybe I would definitely move him up, but I think the cost is too high for a character with neutral that weak. You know, all these low health characters have good neutral. You know, if you think about it, they all have pretty good neutral.
Yeah.
So,
like, yeah, I'm ready to be proven wrong that this character is not that bad as we think.
Oh yeah, me too.
But as it stands, I mean, it's really hard to see it. You know,
yeah.
Like unless some like neutral god comes out, like able to play neutral with this character.
I can't wait to see.
Daigo has like
forward hard punch for days.
Like some, what's it called? Some epiphany on how to play this character, whatever.
Yeah. Perfectly spaced Dan fireballs. Oh man.
Yeah.
But then you just play another Shoto. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, right? Like, why not play Akuma then? If you really like.
But guys, as negative as this might sound, guys, I seriously think Capcom did a great job on Kage's design. I really do. I think he's a great start to Season 4 in terms of character design. He's really fun to play. He's not a boring character, you know. There's a lot. He has a lot of tools. I think he's a great start to Season 4. I really do. Okay. It's just that you know, that flaw was just too much that Capcom anticipated, I guess. You know, we could be wrong. And one last thing I want to say before we close up this video, Mir, is that I really do feel like this is the most balanced version of Street Fighter V yet. I think this is the most balanced version of the game, guys. So don't take these don't take this tier list too seriously. You know, this is for fun. You know, where we think the characters are at right now. We feel like most of the low tiers, except for Ed. We feel like all the low tiers got buffed, man, and a lot of the high tiers got nerfed, except for Bison. So I'm just saying that like it's good. We're doing good right now. Okay, maybe if they add new mechanics to the game, it's gonna change everything up. We'll see. We'll see that first big announcement.
Yeah, for sure. Like, even though at first we thought the balance patches were super boring, and they are. Yeah. Yeah. They're good patches.
They were significant. It was a good patch. More than I thought.
It was what we needed, except Ed.
Except for Ed. Except for Ed. Yeah. It was quality over quantity kind of thing. I was expecting the walls to go, but they were significant. So yeah. Guys, let us know what you think about this tier list in the comments below. I can't wait to read it. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Tell us where you will move these characters up and down. What should they do with Ed? Is Kage underrated? Are you guys sleeping on him? Let us know, guys. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We got some more vids. We got those patch breakdowns coming up this week. And also like the video. It really helps out. Mir, thanks for joining me. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care, man. This is so fun. Alright. See you guys. And we're going to update this tier list. We're going to update it soon. Be ready. Alright. Peace out.